NFL fans and Philadelphia Eagles fans, this is week 7, 2016 season. These are my thoughts to date. Starting at the beginning of the season, we thought we knew what we had. Days before the season began, a trade happened. Teddy Bridgewater went down in Minnesota. We knew that we had a quarterback here in Sam Bradford that was not happy with how things went here as he got signed for a lot of money from another team again. For whatever reason, he didn't like here in Philadelphia and requested a trade. We were able to get a first round, and I believe right now it's a 4th round pick for that trade, and decided to start Carson Wentz. I stated how we're going to go 6-10-ish with this rookie quarterback because of the growing pains that people just assumed should happen with a rookie quarterback. Now it's consensus over a lot of people, but not everybody bought in. Especially a lot of Eagles fans that I know, including myself. But we don't just give in to what the hype is in a negative way. We have a different kind of hope here in Philly. That things can be special for us at some point. That we can have a rookie quarterback or a fairly early quarterback like a Tom Brady or Roethlisberger or whatever it might be, and be successful from the get-go and have the ability to compete and win. Not just moral victories, 1 or 2 games that we should have won, to go deep in the playoffs or potentially win the Super Bowl. Week 1, 2, and 3 came and went. We dominated 3 weeks in a row. And the idea and the feeling here in Philadelphia was a very confident feeling and an idea. Confident what the future is going to hold. That we turned the corner and getting away from the Chip Kelly era. But I do remember saying right before the Detroit game to not get overconfident. That's what happens to us sometimes. We see those successes and then something happens that not only ruins that confidence that we were able to build up. It felt like finally. But all those things people are just waiting for us to just come crashing down, start to happen, and it adds insult to injury. Normally I don't even talk about other teams, you know that. But it adds insult to injury where you have an Elliott and Dak Prescott over in Dallas rising to the occasion. Like some people predicted, whether they predict Dallas all the time to be great or not, it's happening. They predicted Washington to come back like this. We're starting to fall into the predictable failure that others outside of this city have predicted on us. And that's painful. I guess for me, there's a couple of things that I think about that's painful, even about our last loss and our last 2 losses. Against Detroit, yeah, we had some turnovers, and that was the biggest part of that loss. But also, going down early in the game and having to play catch-up. And yeah, at some point in the game, we were winning 23-21. We had to play catch-up. But they had a good game plan against us in the first half. That was the difference in the game between that and turnovers. And lots of penalties. The game against Washington, we didn't have any turnovers. If anything, we're opportunistic. One of our turnovers directly led to 7 points. Jenkins returned for a touchdown interception. Once again, we found ourselves down early to Washington because seemingly it's like the same game plan the team has against us, and it's working. for me, with that game, what's most frustrating is that I sat here on Broad Street a week earlier and saying that Kerrigan is going to go up against Vaitai and own him if we don't do something about it. And that's exactly what happened from the get-go. What's frustrating for me to watch with that game is see the lack of discipline, gap assignment, missed tackles, and sloppy play with lots of penalties that just keep killing us over and over and over again. And I do have to bring up a defense that's allowing for the opposing quarterback to have time to pass the ball. There's very few quarterbacks out there that you give them that much time that we give them. They can't throw it to an open receiver, especially we have receivers like Arsal, Sean Jackson, you name it. And it's not going to get any easier. That's what we're looking at right now. It's not going to get any easier. We lost to Detroit. We lost to Washington. Now Minnesota's coming in here. And we got Dallas next week. Two teams that are coming off of bye weeks. I don't know how that got scheduled, but you know what? You can't complain about that. Just like you can't complain about some of these calls that are going against us. It happens in games. But the amount of mistakes that we're having is above and beyond anything that a referee can rob us with. Yeah, some of the calls were a little lame. I get it. You can't have 14, 15 penalties in a game and blame it all on the refs. And I shouldn't be sitting at home with my wife and kids telling them who is going to get the ball from the opposing offense and what gap he's going to run in for us to do nothing about it. This is Philly sports. This is the popular Philly sport in football. Yeah, I know, we sold out stadiums when the Phillies were doing really, really well. We stick with our Sixers even though they suck. And if you're a Flyers fan, that's just how you roll, no matter what. But football here in Philadelphia is an all year round thing, no matter if people on the field or not. We have a level of passion for this team regardless. If you're a big-time Phillies fan or a big-time Flyers fan, or you even find yourself being a big-time Sixers fan, Eagles is something that's common ground with all of us. Something that pumps through all of our veins. The reason why they say this city bleeds green. On the defensive side of ball, you cannot get pushed around like this. Jim Schwartz, you have to call a different defense because I think you've been reading a little bit too much of our own press saying that our four linemen, yes, they're good, but right now they're not getting to the quarterback. That's a fact. You can't let Stafford and Cousins sit back all day and pass to whoever they want. You have to hit them in the mouth. That's who you have to do. And we know Sam Bradford. We know we can rattle him if we get to him, but if we don't get to him, he's going to sit there and pass it on us all day long, and that's going to hurt. I'm going to tell you, that's going to hurt. I don't want to see, I'll be honest, I don't want to see Sam Bradford come in here and beat on us, especially since I believe he doesn't have the heart to win. So if he doesn't have the heart to win while he's here in Philly, on our team, then he can't come in on another team and whoop on us. Defense, you have to take a certain aspect of this game personal for Philadelphia. I know you come from LSU and you come from Cal, you come from all these other places. I get it. When you're here, you're part of our family, which means you have to take on part of the personality of this city that's had enough of losing. And either you got to get it done or you got to die fighting for it. So defense, you got to get to the quarterback. You got to call some different blitzes or something. You got to go back and look at Jim Johnson or Bud Carson or Buddy Reiner. You name it. I don't care. You got to go find something different and do it and execute it. You got to tackle people. That's what you got to go do. None of this arm hitting stuff. No, you got to go rap. And on offense, Vitae, I suggest you sit down and have a meeting. You invite 3 linemen. I think you should invite Trey Thomas, John Runyon, Jason Peters. There's a certain type of attitude you gotta have being a tackle. A certain type of attitude that's just nasty. You can be a nice guy all you want, but when you step on that field, there's gotta be something that turns on in your mind and say, that guy in front of me, I know he wants to try to kick my butt. You know what? I'm gonna take it to him. And if you're gonna beat me, you're gonna have to beat me big, but otherwise, I'm gonna come here and hit you in the mouth. I know you're on offense. You're still supposed to be attacking. You can't be getting pushed around like you did last week from somebody we knew was coming. I told you Kerrigan was gonna come after you, and he did, and he beat you. You're gonna tell me that you're gonna let somebody push you around? They're gonna tell you in advance, yeah, I'm coming for you on Sunday. And there's gonna be nothing you can do about it. You can't take that personal? But the other person I want you to invite to that meeting, I said 3, I want you to invite one more person. I want you to invite Lane Johnson. Lane, this goes directly to you. Nobody else in the Eagles line is suspended right now. Your suspension right now is killing us. Your part on the team is killing us. Guess what? It's not just on you. The rest of that offensive line needs to grab you by your neck. Call you an idiot. But guess what? You guys live together and die together. And us too. That can't be on the field right now. I wish I was big enough to be on the field right now. I know my heart is. And if you're having a problem with somebody stepping up on the team, on the offense, defensive side of the ball, saying enough is enough, please give me a call. I'd be more than happy to share some of my passion that I have for this city and this football team on the field, so we have enough heart to go down fighting if we're going to. But I don't want to concede this week against Minnesota. I don't want to concede the rest of this season as a loss. I think there's time to turn this thing around, but we got to do something different. We got to stop the running game because we know that it's coming. We have to get at the quarterback because we know he's going to try to pass it all day long. And we got to show heart. Good morning. We got to show heart here in Philly. Best way that we know how. Not going halfway about anything that we do. We have passionate people going to work right now. We have passionate people all over the city, and we expect that from our football team. I don't care where you came from. Like I said before, if you're here in Philadelphia, you're a part of our family, and take on some of our heart. You hear that? That's 6 o'clock passion down here in Broad Street for the Eagles. So we bleed for you. This week against Minnesota, it's time to show that you bleed for us. Let's get it done this week, guys. No hoopla. Let's do it. Beat the Vikings.